welcome to another episode of Slot It In There. It's me, Sean, and this week I'm going to be reviewing Hellblade II, Senua's Saga. So without further ado, let's get into the game, look at a bit of the footage, and I'll talk over the footage, telling you what I like, what I didn't like, and then at the end we'll have a bit of a summary, and we'll go from there. On to the game.
Do I know you? It's been a long time. She made a promise to the one she loved, dead now, but no less. A promise. Not one soul more would suffer as he had. She carries him in her heart. His death, his life, will drive her on. She will forge a purpose from his death, make meaning from the pain, stripping us of our names, our lives, of everything that makes us who we are, beating and binding, taking us as slaves. These Northmen sail under a blood-red sign, and one among them they call Master. Senua will follow that sign. She let herself be taken, dragged in chains to their ships, so she can trace the poison to its source, find the heart, and cut it out. Stop the slaves. Keep her promise. But plans can drift off course. It begins as it ends. Alone. In the dark.
So, Hellblade II, Senua's Saga. It's set in the 9th century. Senua's basically captured, or she allows herself to be captured by Northman slavers and taken across from the Isles of Scotland over to Iceland. She's allowed herself to be captured because a lot of her people are being captured by the Northmen and being enslaved. So she wants to go and assist them and help them and stop this happening to her people. So as you can see from the footage here, she's taken across the sea, there's a storm develops, and basically the ship sinks and she ends up washed on this strange shore, and that's where her journey begins, and that's where you take control of Senua and her adventures therewith. So if you know anything about the first game, Senua, the character, suffers from some kind of psychosis, and she experiences like vivid hallucinations, both vision, in her vision, and auditory, by hearing voices, and that's one of the main, major gameplay aspects of this. If I encourage you to, if you are playing it, to play with headphones. Especially if you've got 7.1 Dolby Surround headphones, because as you're playing and you're trying to concentrate on maybe performing a task or defeating an enemy, you're constantly hearing these little whispers and voices in the side of your head, either encouraging you or telling you that you're worthless and you can't do this and you'll never do this, and it's quite alarming to experience that. So I have great sympathy with people who actually suffer with this kind of mental health issue and experience that on a daily basis, it must be quite the challenge.
What can you see? Control your fire. Control it. You can do this. The light is so enticing. We want to keep moving towards it.
We'll lead you to where you need to be.
No, she can't get in here. Find another way.
You can do this.
It's easy to turn back, turn away, when every nerve is screaming with fear. Be safe, be quiet, run and hide, run away. But to turn back is to lose yourself, lose your way, defeated and dead-eyed. And the path ahead is clear, soaked in blood and bile, but beacon bright and clear.
Anyway, back to the game. So you've landed in Iceland, and basically you are set on stopping the slavers from stealing your people and enslaving them. You want to find out who's doing what and why they're doing it. Now, as you can see, the game is gorgeous. In fact, I would say, hands down, it is the best game, graphically wise, I've ever played. At times, it is absolutely stunning. The graphics fidelity on Senua and the other characters in the game is simply next level and then some. The acting from the actors involved is amazing. The motion capture is amazing, and the animations, which obviously add to that, to capture Senua's nuances and expressions and fear and hope and anger, are just portrayed brilliantly. I've really never seen other computer game characters portrayed in quite this accurate manner. There is still a little bit of uncanny valley there. I guess that's just down to the technology we're using at the time. We're still not quite there, but we are so close to looking at movie quality environments and then characters and all the nuances that go on with those. As you can see from the footage, Iceland's landscape is captured beautifully, from the ruggedness to the beautiful sunsets and sunrises, from the shorelines and the different habitats that Senua finds herself in. They're all rendered to the player absolutely beautifully. And along with that, you've got this ongoing story of Senua finding out what's going on the island, why the slaves are actually capturing other people and enslaving them. And you find out why that is, and it's not quite all it seems, and you end up sort of assisting the slavers to banish the reasons why they're doing this, and that's all I'll say on that. Like I say, I encourage you to play this yourself. But as you can see, the game is absolutely beautiful. However, there is also lots of this. And when I say this, as you can see, the frame rate drops through the floor on an apparently random basis. Now, as I've said in previous videos, my computer is not exactly the most cutting edge gaming PC you'll find, but then again, it's no slouch. I would say it's a mid-range gaming PC, mid-range Intel processor, NVIDIA 3070 graphics card, 32 gigabytes RAM. This game, Hellblade 2, was in fact running from an SSD, just a standard SSD, not like an M.2 drive or anything like that, but still, it was running from an SSD. And I was experiencing this frame rate drops to sort of like 4 frames a second at multiple times during the game, which just entirely draws you out of the experience that you're currently in. And it's such a shame. It really is such a shame, because if that wasn't the case, this game would be almost brilliant. It's not without its faults, but this was just an absolute showstopper for me. It was just, no. No. How can you go from 60 frames a second to 4 frames a second? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Whether it's something to do with the optimization of the game or the shaders which are being loaded in, which has been muted in a lot of forum posts that I've read on various channels and Reddit and things like that, that could possibly causing the issue. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. You know, if that is the issue, then you need to fix the issue before releasing something like this, because without those drops in the frame rate, this would have been an entirely different experience. So there you have it. What did I think? Well, I'm torn really, because I loved the original game. I really enjoyed the original game. And I was so looking forward to playing this. And don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy it. Seeing Senua and where she's going and how she's progressing, and just the development of that character. Absolutely loved it. The gameplay, I enjoyed it for the most part. It has been dumbed down a lot from the last one, in my opinion. It is, I use this in my last video, which I think is a bit unkind. A bit of a walking simulator. You know, there's a lot of just press W, go forward, go forward, go forward, go forward. The combat's not that intuitive. It's not that complex or anything like that. It's, you know, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of cost to losing. You just try again, and then you lose, and then you just try again until you eventually get through that particular bit. So I mean, yeah. So they're the negatives, I guess. On the positives, as I've already said, and as I hope you could have seen during the footage, the game is stunning, and I mean stunning. It just, what the developers, Ninja Theory, has managed to do with the Unreal 5 engine on current hardware is amazing. And then not forgetting the actual characters themselves. The Senua with her facial expressions and the voice acting, and also the auxiliary, the characters, really, really well done. Absolutely loved it. And like I said earlier, there's still a lot of uncanny valley there, so you're still aware that you're watching a computer generated character, but there's also a lot of moments where you're thinking, wow. You know, it's just slight movements in the eyes, slight inflection of the lip, or whatever it is, just those human things that we do that we don't consciously, you know, think about. But obviously, when you're talking to somebody, you pick up on these signals. They're in there, and we're so close to that point now where you could almost be forgiven to be thinking that these are real characters talking to you on the screen, like you're watching a movie. So kudos to the team for that, because I mean the last one was stunning. This is just stunning and then some. But would I recommend it for people to play? Yes, but only if you've got an absolute top of the game rig to be doing this on. And even then, I've seen a few Reddit posts where even people with top of the end 40 series cards and da 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 and all the bells and whistles, they're still having the same kind of issues. So is it just a case of it's not optimized by Ninja Theory? I must admit this was played on the PC. I don't know how the Xbox version plays or PlayStation version plays, but I would imagine that they're kind of limited to the capabilities of those systems. I don't know. I guess the PC version has got to be open to a lot more spread of different hardware configurations. So, but even so, if that being said, they still should address this problem. I mean, I think the game was launched 3 months ago, 4 months ago, maybe. So they've had plenty of time to know any complaints from players. If I'd have paid full whack for this, I would be extremely annoyed. Extremely annoyed, because you're looking at a 50, £60 game, whatever it was. And at times you're almost looking at somebody placing a postcard in front of your face, and then another one, and then another one a few seconds later. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable for that kind of money, and it doesn't make a lot of sense that 30 seconds later you're running at 60 frames a second. Not at all. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Love the game, love the franchise, love the developers, loved all the technical achievements they've achieved with the game. Totally not down with the frame drops, which totally takes you out of the experience. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Always, like, subscribe, tickle the bell if you want to see more content from us. But really do, if you've played it, let me know. Did you experience the same sort of issues, or did it work fine for you? Let me know if you played the previous one, or you're thinking of playing it. Like I say, it is available on Xbox Game Pass at the moment. So if you've got that, access to that, it's worth a go. It's worth a go, and see how you get on. Okay, bye for now.